welcome to The Explainer. You know, if you've ever seen a windsurfer just flying across the water and thought, man, I want to do that, then you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're going to tackle that first big hurdle, how to choose your very first board. Yeah, if you're just getting into this amazing sport, this probably hits home, right? The huge number of shapes, sizes, and all the lingo, it can feel like a lot. But stick with me. By the end of this, you're going to know exactly what you're looking for. Okay, let's just dive right in. Before we can pick a board, we've got to speak the language. So we're going to quickly break down the most important terms you're going to hear. First things first, and this is probably the most important concept, volume. All it is a number, measured in liters, that tells you how much a board can float. A higher volume means more float, and that means more stability when you're starting out. It's really that simple. So what does that number actually mean for you on the water? Well, it's pretty cool, actually. For every single liter of volume, the board can support roughly 2 pounds of weight. That direct connection is exactly why a board with more volume, more buoyancy, is going to be your best friend while you learn. All right, next up is the dagger board. And honestly, the easiest way to think about this is like training wheels for your board. It's a huge fin right in the middle that you can push down for incredible stability, which is exactly what you need when you're just figuring out your balance. And this is where the magic of the dagger board really comes in. See, when it's down, you get all that stability, and it keeps you from getting pushed sideways by the wind. But once you get a little better and the wind picks up, you can pull it right up into the board. That cuts down on drag and lets you go way faster. It's a feature that really grows with you. Now, it's super important not to get the dagger board mixed up with the fin, which you might also hear called a skag. This one is always at the very back of the board, and it basically acts like the rudder on a boat. It's what gives you control and lets you steer the board where you want it to go. And how does that fin attach? Well, that's the fin box system. It's really just the name for the slot or the connection point that's built right into the board, where you secure that rear fin. You're going to see a bunch of different names for these systems, like the ones you see here. But honestly, as a beginner buying your first complete setup, you really don't need to sweat the details on this. The board is going to come with a fin that fits it perfectly. Okay, so let's see how all these pieces fit together. Now that you know the lingo, let's paint a picture of what the perfect board to learn on actually looks like. So here's the bottom line. A perfect beginner board is designed to be stable, forgiving, and just easy. It's got high volume for lots of float, a nice wide shape for balance, and of course, that super important dagger board. And hey, don't sleep on durable construction, because trust me, you are going to drop the mast on the nose of the board. It happens to everyone. A tough board just shakes it off, saves you a pricey repair, and gets you right back on the water. Okay, we've covered what to look for. Now for the fun part, figuring out which one is the perfect match for you. This is where we dial it in and find the board that fits your specific needs. Yep, we are circling back to volume, and for good reason. It is the single most important decision you're going to make. The right volume for you is based almost entirely on your body weight. Simple as that. The more you weigh, the more volume you need to feel stable and stay afloat while you're learning. This chart just makes it crystal clear. You can see that while beginner boards can go from 160 all the way up to 266 liters, the real sweet spot for most adults is right there in the middle, between 180 and 235 liters. Aim for that range, and you really can't go wrong. Of course, the board is only half the battle, right? It's your stable platform, but you also need an engine, and that's your sail. Picking the right size sail is every bit as important for having a great day on the water. This table here, it's a great little cheat sheet. You can see how a slightly heavier person is going to need a bit more sail area to catch the wind. A 5.0 or 5.5 is a great starting point for an average guy, while a 4.0 or a 4.5 is often just perfect for a smaller woman. All right, we have covered a ton of ground, so let's pull all of this together into a super simple final checklist you can use when you're ready to get your gear and finally hit the beach. Here it is, 3 simple steps that will set you up for a fantastic start. Number 1, get a board in that 180 to 235 liter sweet spot. Number 2, take it out for your first session in some light, manageable winds. And 3, match your sail size to your body size. That's it. That's the recipe for an amazing first day. So you've gone from feeling maybe a little overwhelmed to being totally empowered. You know the key terms, you know the right features, and you know the ideal sizes to look for. All the knowledge you need is right here. So,
I guess there's only one question left to ask.